Welcome to TRN Podcast, episode 160.
Great to be here.
Today we're looking at quite a significant event that happened recently in North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany.
That's right, a major fire at a Lidl-Supermarket over in Lengerich.
Yeah, it kicked off really early, didn't it? Wednesday morning, April 30th.
Around, I think, 5:54 a.m. That's when residents nearby first reported seeing flames.
And the response sounds like it was pretty immediate and, well, substantial.
Oh, absolutely. They dispatched over 60 firefighters.
Wow.
Yeah, with 14 vehicles sent to the scene there on Fritz-Ritter-Strasse.
So that squall of response, I mean, right away, that tells you they knew this was serious.
Definitely. You get a call like that for a commercial building, especially a supermarket, you expect the potential for it to be, well, big.
Yeah.
And the reports suggest it really was already going strong when they arrived.
It seems like it spread incredibly fast. The whole building was engulfed.
That's what it sounds like, total involvement.
Yeah.
And the roof actually collapsed completely.
Wow. A full roof collapse. What does that mean for the firefighters dealing with it? That must make things so much harder.
Oh, it complicates things immensely. You lose access from above, obviously, and there's the danger of further collapse. It makes getting to the heart of the fire much more difficult and dangerous.
Right. And for investigators later on, too, I suppose.
Exactly. Picking through that kind of debris to find the cause, that's a huge challenge.
They apparently got it under control by late morning on Wednesday.
But the actual extinguishing, dealing with hot spots and smoldering, that went on well into the afternoon.
Which makes sense. I mean, a supermarket must be full of stuff that just keeps burning, right?
Absolutely. Think about it. Packaging, plastics, food products, maybe cleaning supplies, all sorts of different materials acting as fuel. It takes a long time to be sure everything is truly out. You get these stubborn hot spots.
The incident commander, Thorsten Budzinski, was quoted saying something pretty stark.
Yeah, I saw that. Basically, the market can no longer be saved, completely destroyed.
It's just completely destroyed. And the police are estimating damages in the multi-millions.
That seems likely, yeah. A total loss of the building and all the stock inside. It's a huge financial hit.
What does that mean for the local community losing a supermarket like that? And, of course, for the employees?
Well, locally, it's an immediate gap in shopping options, which can be a real inconvenience. For the staff, I mean, that's their livelihood suddenly up in smoke, literally. Huge uncertainty.
It was mentioned Lidl is looking into redeploying them elsewhere.
Yes, which is a positive sign. It suggests they're trying to manage the human impact, at least initially. How practical that is long-term remains to be seen, but it's something.
I also read about the THW getting involved, the Technical Relief Agency.
They often provide heavy equipment support in these situations.
So what do they do here?
They brought in a large wheel loader, basically to help clear away some of the debris. Things like burnt shelving, heaps of melted packaging.
Ah, okay. To help the firefighters get better access, maybe.
Exactly. And to move smoldering material out into the open, like onto the parking lot where it could be cooled down and properly extinguished, you saw pictures of debris laid out there.
Right, right. And while all this was going on, they had safety measures in place for the residents nearby.
Yes, definitely. Streets were closed off around the store.
And warnings about the smoke.
Yeah, they used warning apps to tell people to keep windows and doors shut. That warning apparently stayed active well into the afternoon because of the amount of smoke.
That makes sense. But critically, no injuries were reported, right?
Thankfully, no. That's always the most important thing in these incidents. 0 injuries.
Absolutely. I did read they initially considered evacuating some nearby apartment buildings, over 50 residents.
They did consider it, yeah, but ultimately decided against it.
Why was that?
According to the fire department, the smoke plume was rising fairly vertically. So the immediate impact on the ground level, the pollutants, wasn't judged severe enough to warrant a full evacuation. It shows they were constantly assessing the risk.
Okay, that's good risk management. But the fire didn't just stay within the Lidl building, did it?
Unfortunately, no. It seems it spread to an adjacent commercial building.
Which was vacant, I believe.
Yes, thankfully vacant. But its roof was also reportedly completely destroyed.
So that adds another layer to the investigation, I guess.
It certainly could. They'll need to figure out how it spread. Was it direct flame contact, radiated heat, embers? It makes pinpointing the exact origin in the Lidl maybe a bit trickier.
And the cause of the original fire in the Lidl? Still completely unknown.
Totally unclear at this stage. The police have secured the site, but it's apparently still too dangerous or unstable to enter properly.
So the specialist fire investigators haven't even started their work inside yet?
Not properly, no. They'll begin sifting through the wreckage in the coming days once it's safe.
What kind of challenges do they face in a scene like that? A completely burnt-out supermarket.
Oh, immense challenges. The intense heat often destroys the very evidence they're looking for, like faulty wiring or the initial ignition point. They'll rely heavily on witness accounts, analyzing burn patterns, looking for any accelerant traces, and examining the building systems. It's painstaking work.
And Lidl's official stance. You mentioned they're looking at redeploying staff. What else are they saying?
Pretty tight-lipped, actually, which isn't unusual.
Really?
Yeah, they've made a general statement confirming the incident and the staff situation, but they're not commenting on the amount of damage, the cause, or, what happens next with the location itself.
Is that standard practice? To be so cautious with information?
Very much so, especially this early. They'll be waiting for official investigation findings, dealing with insurance, making internal decisions about rebuilding or not. They won't want to speculate publicly before they have concrete facts and plans.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's just recap the main points here.
Yeah.
A massive fire completely destroys a little supermarket in Lengerich,
Total loss. Miraculously, no one was injured.
which is the key thing, the cause. Still a mystery, police are investigating.
Right, and investigators are waiting to access the site safely.
And the future for that specific location, and even for the employees in the longer term, is still pretty much up in the air. Little's figuring things out internally.
Exactly. It's quite a stark reminder, isn't it, how quickly something like this can disrupt everyday life, the local economy, everything.
Absolutely. It really brings home the impact these events have, not just the immediate fire, but all the consequences that ripple outwards for the community and the business.
And it makes you think about, the importance of those safety measures, the rapid response systems we rely on, and just the resilience needed when the unexpected happens. Lots to consider.